Some critics say that the very term mass communication is not relevant anymore in the 21st century due to the process of audience fragmentation. So audience fragmentation is going to be the second major term that we're going to discuss pretty much throughout this whole semester from different points of view and different angles. The term mass communication, why does it cause so much criticism sometimes? Well, that's because it involves mass audience. Mass communication means that the message is being transmitted to mass audiences at the same time. But there is technically no mass audience anymore. There's multiple fragmented self-selected audiences, just like on this picture. Before, let's say in the 20th century, you had one large mass audience. If you wanted to reach out to it, just broadcast something on TV at 8 p.m. on Friday, and all those people most likely will see it. Now, there is no such an easy way to reach out to all the people through one channel of communication. You have one smaller subgroup of people that prefer sports TV channels, and then another small group of people that watch Netflix, and then another group of people that doesn't like watching TV shows at all, and they just browse social media. And then you have the fourth group of people that prefer reading online newspapers. So since the audience is highly fragmented, it becomes significantly more difficult to make sure that whatever message you're sending out as a media company or any entity, that it reaches your target audience. And we'll talk a lot more during this semester about audience fragmentation, but the basic idea here is that technically, saying mass communication, mass audience, or mass media might actually be slightly outdated, because at this point, the audience is highly fragmented. So we talk about target audience, we talk about audience group, and we talk about self-selectivity when it comes to news consumption and mass media content consumption. All right, let's move on to the next slide. So audience fragmentation, how do we define this term as one of the key terms of this semester? It's the process of dividing audience members into segments based on background and lifestyle in order to send the messages targeted to their specific characteristics. Think about this. Even advertising on Facebook is not sent to all people that use Facebook at the same time. There is no mass audience. Some people that Googled new cars receive advertising of new cars. Some people that Googled trips to Thailand receive advertising of plane tickets. So everything that we receive on media through mass media now, including social media, is highly targeted, very self-selected, and very specific. Hence, we have this whole conversation about audience fragmentation. However, mass communication is still a cultural process in this society. And what makes it special is mass audience alone, but also the way the message is being created. The industrial nature of mass communication is another feature that makes it different from all other kinds of communication. And what we mean here is when we have a conversation about mass communication, we automatically assume that we're talking about some mass media content that was produced in the commercial process, most likely, right? So if we're talking about news production or film production, we probably assume that it's, first of all, teamwork. So a team of professionals got together to create this product, and secondly, we call it a product because it's assumed that this product will be sold in the marketplace. So mass communication certainly is extremely different from all other types of communication, which we will categorize later this week. And the major two differences are the industrial nature of it, but also mass audience, which now, as a term, is being highly discussed in the academic circles.